Hey, having the right people on your team is absolutely critical. I had one business where I was in a weird frame of mind. Was going through some stuff and I kept the wrong people on for too long, and it ended up being a huge part of the reason why I decided to close that business and I guess in some ways crash and burn. I've also had enormous success with fantastic people and having the right team. So, I put together a guide on how to know when to let an employee go. Here's the breakdown. So, it's never easy to fire somebody, but sometimes it just has to be done, and it's the best thing that you can do for your business. Having the wrong person can create a toxic work culture. Can create a sludgy product business. It can weigh you down, and the people on your team, let's face it, they're the ones that are making your vision happen. So, however, sometimes you just don't know if it's time to let that person go. Here are some tools to help you to make that decision and know that you're making the right decision. The first thing is this person still aligned with the skills you need and your core values? I believe in having core values for your business, and your core values can act as a blueprint all along the way. So even if it seemed like this person aligned with your core values at the beginning, or they may even have had the skills that you needed at the beginning when you hired them, but that might not be true anymore. So that's the first thing to ask and you can put them through an analyzer. I think in EOS they call it, I think it's in EOS they call it the people analyzer, where you can go through and list your core values and then check off if this person meets your core values. The other thing is, how is their performance and morale? Are they living up to your expectations and what you need from them? How is their morale? How is their attitude and how they show up to work? All those things, besides poor performance, can obviously stop you from getting to where you want to go, but it can also really affect the rest of the team. You can use this tool to see, so you can see, like, it's like UMA. Okay. So it's like, do they understand it? Do they understand the role? And EOS, they say, what do they say? Get it, want it, capacity to do it. So I like understand it. Do they understand the role? And like beyond the qualifications, do they really understand and get what you need them to do? Are they motivated to do it? Are they showing up? Do they have a reason why they want to be successful? And are they able to do it? Do they have the capability to actually do this role? Now, you also want to ask yourself when you're going through this assessment, is it them or is it you? Because if they don't understand the role, and have you explained what your expectations are of this person in the role? So you always want to make sure, are you providing them the resources? Are they unable to do the role because of their skill set, or because you just haven't given them the right resources? And the next thing is there a toxic work environment? What is this person contributing? How are they contributing to the company culture? Especially if you're a small business or you're early on in your startup, it is so critical to have the right people with the culture that you want to build, because otherwise the culture can really drastically sway depending on the people who you let in. And also, if you let the wrong person in, look, that can happen. There are ways to unbias the hiring process that I share in other content. But if it does happen, because it will happen from time to time, what are you tolerating? Because everybody in your company is watching. Okay. The next thing is, how is the ROI? Are you actually getting from this person? Can you afford them? Is there a return on investment in having this person in the role? Next is, have you had changes in your business? As businesses are bound to change, and the role that you originally hired this person for may not be still appropriate and something that you need in your business. If this is the case, and if this is a valuable employee who fits the culture, is there somewhere else that they could go in the business? If not, it might be time to let that person go. So always ask yourself, is it you or is it them? And one way to do this too is to create, when you're still not totally sure, you can create a performance improvement plan. Now don't go rolling your eyes because I know no one likes a PIP. However, they can work if presented in the way, and if done in the way that you actually are giving this person a chance to improve their performance, because I've seen them work, and when they do work, it's great. So if the person is a cultural fit, they're not showing up as a toxic employee, and they still meet your core values, then maybe it's time to go through a performance improvement plan. The most important thing is to set your expectations and the outcomes that you need them to do, and to stick with it. I've also seen companies put employees through a performance improvement plan and they don't improve, and they keep them anyway and keep trying to kind of fit them into other boxes that just don't work. So if you're going to do a performance improvement plan, you have to provide consequences for the employee if their performance actually doesn't improve in the way that you've needed them to. So final thoughts. It's tough. Nobody likes to fire people, and it's a difficult process. But if you follow these tools and you keep in mind what is the right thing for the business, and you owe it to your business, you owe it to yourself, and you owe it to your team to have the right people. Always ask yourself, look at yourself and see if you're communicating properly, if the person knows what your expectations are, and if all of these things don't line up, if the person doesn't match your core values, is bringing in toxic experiences to the rest of the employees, and all the other things I mentioned, then it might be time, probably it's time actually, to let that person go. And then when you do, always, it's never as difficult as the lead-in and leading up to letting this person go. I've had businesses where I've had the wrong people, and it is very detrimental to the business. And when you have the right people, there's nothing like it, because your people are what's going to make your business grow. And I'm Diane Pritz. Let me know what you think about this video and what questions you have and what your experiences have been. If you're processing through something confidential, feel free to message me and we can talk through whether or not it's time to let your employee go.